You can change someone's day, someone's week, just by simply acknowledging them, something that costs nothing but gives so much. And that is the quote of the day. Welcome back to the Quote of the Day show. I'm your host, Sean Croxton. Thank you for tuning in. It is quote number 5 from my good friend, Jake Ducey. I had the pleasure of interviewing Jake last year on Underground Wellness Radio about his book, The Purpose Principles, which is incredible. And then this year on the Sean Croxton sessions, I interviewed him about his newest book, Profit from Happiness, The Unity of Wealth, Work, and Personal Fulfillment. And Jake is just a really impressive young man. Jake, I want to say, is 25, 26 years old now, and he's written 3 books. He's traveled around the country, speaking in front of huge audiences. He's just a really, really good guy. And I'm really happy to feature his talk today because it's so important. And I feel like a lot of us kind of assume that we need to have something super substantial in order to give to others. We need to have so much money. We have to have something tangible in order to give to others. But as Jake talks about in this particular clip, it could be something as simple as a smile. You can give somebody a hug. You can send a really thoughtful text message to someone. Everybody has something to give in order to bring a little bit of joy or a lot of bit of joy to someone else's life. And so check out this clip. I know you're going to love it. Here's Jake.
The other day, I was walking down the street late at night where I live in Hollywood, and I turned down the street, and I was like kind of felt sketchy about it. There was no street lights. It was really late at night, and I turned the corner, and I saw a homeless encampment over there, and every part of me was like, oh, don't go that way, and I saw this guy out there, and I was like, something in me was like, don't connect with this guy. And I got a little bit closer, and I was trying to avoid him. I was walking like this with my head down, but I had to step onto the sidewalk. And when I stepped onto the sidewalk, he was just staring at me. I'm like, oh, he's going to ask me for money. I can't get money. And he's standing there like this. No teeth in his mouth. And I couldn't help but smile back at this man. It was the only thing I could do. The next 15 minutes after I got over my guilt and my shame of not being in accord with my own message, when I realized how often I want to disconnect from someone, that's what the world really needs, is more people who will care, more people that will acknowledge one another in the office, on the street, on our ways to work, when we're in an area we don't want to be in, like you may be in today. That you may be in an area where you kind of feel uncomfortable, that the power that sharing a smile can give. Change my day. You can change someone's day. You can change someone's week just by simply acknowledging them. Something that costs nothing but can give so much. And I kind of look a little bit different. I might have longer hair than a lot of the women here, and so my friends back home in Southern California, they're like, how do you dress up for a corporate event like this? Like, senators are speaking before you. Do you even have a shirt? Last week you got kicked out of the coffee shop for not having shoes on. And I always say, I feel dressed up when I have my smile on, when I can just give that smile, that acknowledgement. But I did get a brand new suit for this event. And we've all heard these stories about caring, and so I want to share something deeper that I discovered while I was writing my new book, The Purpose Principles. It's just about finishing with it, and I got a phone call for a charity event. It was a charity event for a really famous Hollywood producer, Tom Shadyac. He produced Liar Liar, Ace Ventura, Nutting Professor. He launched Jim Carrey's career. So I was super suspect. Like, what is he going to do? We're going to show up. He wanted to go to Foster Elementary in Compton, where these kids have nothing, and he wanted to do a day of service. And I was like, what is he going to do? Like, pull up in his limo, and he'll roll the window down, blow a cigar in my face. I'm like, yeah, it's okay, man. And he hands me this big check, and he's like, take these to the kids, and you stay away from them. And I go over, and I have to, hi, this is for Tom Shadyac. Well, where is he? Well, I don't think he feels that well. And he drives off and throws his cigar on the ground. I was kind of skeptical. And when we got into that asphalt for the elementary school, and this huge semi-truck came out with 350 bicycles, 350 helmets, I realized I had the wrong expectations. We pulled all these bicycles, all these helmets out, set them all up for all these kids that weren't going to get a present. They weren't going to get anything. And we set them up. We're like placing the helmets on, like, okay, some kid's going to ride this. Make sure the seat works. Make sure the chains work. And then the bell rings. And the kids come out, and half the kids come out, and they're covering their faces up. And I'm like I didn't know, like, what did I do? And then the other kids come out, and they're just like, "Whoa!" And they're screaming and running towards their bicycles, and they're so excited. And everyone's crying. All the parents are there. Everyone's bawling. And then Tom Shadyac comes up to the microphone. I just want to let you guys know that I didn't come here to give you bicycles. We did not come here to give you a gift. We didn't come here to give you a toy. We came here to let you know that your life matters. We came here to let you know that we care about you. We came here to let you know that you may be one of these 15 million young people around the world that lives below the poverty line. You may think your life doesn't matter. You may think nobody cares about you, but we care about you. You matter. Everyone was crying. And that was when I realized that I shouldn't have the expectations that I have about other people. Because you know what that guy showed me? He showed me that giving isn't about the thing you buy. It's not about giving somebody an object. Right now, we're in a world where most people don't feel safe. They don't feel they're cared for. Just on the streets in Washington, D.C., so many people aren't sure if when we walking by and we have our homes to go back into and we have our warm clothes, they don't know if we care about them. And we have this opportunity to do that. That giving doesn't require giving something. It's just more acts of care. Large, more acts of care, small. And that's what it's about. That's where that deeper meaning, that deeper purpose does. To take 5 more seconds out of our way to ask the cashier how their day is, to smile at someone, to ask the homeless person how their day is, to ask the person in our office that may look stressed out, smile at them. And you may be thinking like I was, like, well, I'm not a mega millionaire like Tom Shadyac. I can't go give 350 bicycles. I can't go give 350 helmets to people. So I want to introduce you to my friend Gabe. My friend Gabe's like about this high, and every day after school, he runs home and he runs into the pantry and he grabs a bag of Cheez-Its, and then he jumps onto his couch and he plays video games. My friend Gabe's 9 years old, and my friend Gabe wears those vest parkas. They're not the full vest, they're just the parkas. And he goes into school for his first day of 3rd grade. And he sits down at his desk and he says to the person next to him, like, "Hi, what book do you like to read?" Because he loves reading. And she says, "Well, I don't read." And he says, "You don't read a lot?" He says, "No, my parents don't have money for books, so I don't know how to read." And he goes home that day. And he goes home and he says to his mom, "Mom, there's this girl that sits next to me and she doesn't have any books. She doesn't even know how to read. Her parents can't afford books." His mom says, "Son, I know there's many people in the world like that. You're very lucky." He says, "Well, I want to go build libraries. I want to go get books for kids." She says, "Son, you're 9. You have class tomorrow morning." He goes into the principal's office the next day, and he organizes a book drive. Gets a few hundred books. Next week, some people in the community start to find out, a couple thousand books. Not long after, some people with money start writing him some checks. In 2 years, he's put together over 15,000 books in libraries all across Central America, all through Southern California. And what I learned by that is that giving, making a difference, there's no requirement for it. It's not limited by age. There's so many young people here today. Don't ever let someone tell you that you're too young. You're not too young. Giving has no age restrictions. Giving has no financial restrictions. Some of the poorest people quote unquote, in the world have made the biggest contributions to the world, that you don't need that money in your bank account to go out there and make a difference in your workplace, in your community, on the streets.
All right, great stuff from Jake Ducey. Do yourself a favor. Head on out, pick up Jake's books because they're really good. Into the Wind, The Purpose Principles, and Profit from Happiness. You will not be disappointed. Jake has a live event coming up November 5th and 6th in San Diego. It's called Rat Race to Dream Life Live Intensive. And what it's all about is doing what you love to do, finding your purpose, finding your service, and being excited about what you're doing, being excited to wake up in the morning and getting paid to do what you love to do. So one more time, it's Rat Race to Dream Life Live Intensive, San Diego, November 5th and 6th. You can learn more about that at jakeducey.com/seminars. That's it for our week of Quote of the Day shows. This was our pilot week, and so we may take next week off so we can get some more content together, and then we'll come back and have episodes every day, every week, Monday through Friday. And so give us some feedback, facebook.com/Sean Croxton, as well as twitter.com/Sean Croxton. We'll very much appreciate that. And you have a great weekend. We will see you next time. Thanks so much.